Well, hello there. Hi guys, this is me, Empress, Lucy, whatever. So this is another little thing of Empress Talks because, so I was going to actually talk about this in my last audio, but I was already triggered by other things. So I will mention that this one is going to be even more triggersome. I will place them in the description, and I'm letting you know right now that you do not have to listen to this audio. I am putting it out there because I feel that maybe talking about my issues, others might be able to resonate and find some little bit of wisdom or something to help them on their own journey. This has been something on my mind that I've been wanting to talk about for a very long time. And this involves very personal issues in my life that I have I'm surprised I'm going to talk about. If by any chance if something happens to this audio, I will have it on my Patreon with the trigger warnings and stuff because I don't know. I feel that this needs to be out there and for others to hear it. And I want to speak my truth. So for a long time, I've been holding back on a lot of things because I am a very private person. I do not like to expose myself. But if there's anything I've been learning about is that 2022 put me in a position where I have had to expose myself to be able to connect with people. And that scares the living hell out of me. I never saw it that way, but here I am. So there will be brief mentions of sexual assault. Yeah, I'm putting it out there. So if that's something you do not want to talk about, or listen to rather, excuse me, I don't want to talk about it, but I'm trying to be a brave empress right here because I feel that there are things I need to talk about. Gender identity issues, and topics of Jesus Christ, personal situations and so forth. Yeah, I'll continue to warn you as I go along. I don't know what else is going to come out of it. I wrote a little note with things I will be talking about, but I do not know from there on what's going to come out. I'm so nervous, guys. I usually have my tea, and my tea calms me down, but I haven't had any tea because I'm like, I don't know. I just want to get this out because of due to my living situation, I have to jump hoops and climb mountains to get to what I need. And if I do that, I know it'll distract from the mission at hand, which is to record this audio before I again say, nope, I'm going to back off. I'm not going to do it because that is what's been happening for the last handful of months because I've been wanting to talk about it. So, all right. Yay. This stuff. Oof. So first off, I hope that you guys are doing well, hanging on. The new year has been bringing a lot of, for many of us, demons from the past to deal with because a lot of us are not done purging 2022 or other years actually, and it's just kind of filled up. I mentioned this, I believe, briefly on a community post or my audio. I don't remember. But I did mention that my 22 year is the hangman card. So it is about reaching a certain point of enlightenment and understanding a different perspective of things. And I do feel that I am slowly gaining that insight that I didn't know of or I ignored for a very long time. I never realized how I don't like to use this term. I don't like to say I'm broken. I don't like to say I'm damaged goods. I don't like any of that shit because the moment we victimize ourselves, we see ourselves in a victim mentality. We are a victim. And I truly believe, fam, that we are stronger than that. We are not a victim. We accept certain parts of ourselves. We have to learn to understand that we are not at fault for certain things that happen to us. But whatever feels right for you. Please only take what resonates from whatever I have to say. Sorry. So, yeah. There won't be a tarot reading portion in this one. I do have my tarot cards here, but that is more of my comfort system and support. I like to shuffle my cards when I am very anxious, so I have them here for that reason. So you might hear shuffling, and a card might give me some more insight on what I'm talking about, because I do that as well when I'm talking to friends and so forth, that there are just so many things I want to talk about, but sometimes I just forget about it. Ooh, I am very anxious. Woohoo. So at any point in time, I might just have to stop recording and then continue recording, because this is, yeah. So let's, I'm going to start off with my younger years. Oh no, it's going back that far? Empress? No. Yeah. Sorry about that. Okay. So growing up, I've always been like many of us, right? We're just tomboys, us, like girls that identify as, I was a tomboy. I'll speak for myself. I was a tomboy, and I always felt, because of my cousins, mostly dudes, I just felt more comfortable around guys. Always have. And I would play video games, and just like, our jokes would be, on the same level. I just got along with guys better. All that was honky dory until puberty, but we'll get into that. So I just always felt more comfortable. In fact, growing up, girls, God, I would be picked on a lot by girls, because they would always assume that I had a crush on their guy, or what they would call their guy. And they'd be like, you are trying to steal him from me. And this is like from a very young age. And I'm like, question mark, question mark, question mark. I'm like, I'm just hanging out. I'm playing a video game. What's wrong? What's the problem? All this. And it's just like, growing up, that was it. And even in my teen years and so forth, but it got more complicated in my teen years. And growing up, I had a father that was not always there because of complications. And I've spoken about this in another audio. My dad and my mom were never married. My mom was technically, we were going to use the term mistress, because she was, even though she was treated like fucking shit. Excuse my language. Because you would think mistresses have it all. Mistresses, no. My mom accepted breadcrumbs, and that's what we got. And that's something that I am still working through in my life, not to accept breadcrumbs, that I am more deserving of that. And you are too, fam. All right. So, ooh, I shouldn't be recording this on Mercury retrograde. But something's calling me to it, so I will. With my father, the womanizer, because even with my mom, even with other women, he was just, always with another woman. Yes, did he stay married with his wife? Absolutely. But in those times, or however, it's just, they stayed together. He loved his wife very much. That doesn't change, but damn, to be put in that position, I don't even want to think about that. So, I always felt that there was something wrong with my birth, or like I shouldn't have been born because of those circumstances. Like, after I came to the realization at a young age, there's something wrong. Was I not meant to be born? All these things, right? And I would see that my dad would, he had a shooting range. He was a firearms instructor. He had his own, all this stuff. The detective agency or whatever was before I was born. But anyway, all that. But I would realize that he wouldn't want me to partake in a lot of things, because he's like, no, you're my little girl. I am not going to let you do these things. So from a young age, I always thought there was something wrong with being a girl. Okay. And it just got worse as I grew. I grew older, but I never noticed it was an issue. until really late in my life. Ooh, okay. And nope, not gonna cry this early on. Woo wee. Ah. And I always felt that there was something wrong with me, something missing. And then growing up, reaching puberty, guys wouldn't treat me the same way. I was not just, like, oh, let's play video games and whatnot. It's normal going through puberty, and a lot of girls go through this. It's like being seen differently, and things just so there's that. I won't get too into that because I'm still coming to terms with a lot of stuff. But I know that growing up, because of the personality that I still have, I just always have felt more comfortable in that male energy, not in male presence, but male energy. And I just resonated with that. And girls, many would take it as you just want attention. You want all the guys. Blah, blah, blah. And lo and behold, fam, I was the only one of my friends in my teenage years that never had a boyfriend, never had any relationship, never kissed anyone. And that is, I'm going to reach a point of further discussion on that topic. I was raised in a Catholic family. My dad, despite his demeanor and what he would do with women, he always told me, you got to be a good girl. You can't do this, that, blah, blah. And I would go to church, all this stuff. Now, so from a young age, I was programmed to think, okay, sex is bad. All this is bad. You can't do this, you can't do that, or you're dirty. So this was the concept. And I know a lot of people go through this. So that's why I'm talking about it and so openly. And so that, I remember, I think I was 15, 16, around there. I told my dad, I'm like, I want to become a nun. I've always had an affinity with spirituality. And I don't want to say religion, but spirituality. I always felt a connection to a higher power, but I didn't explore that further. I just had a feeling. And my dad was like, oh my gosh, that would be great. Of course it'd be great, because then he wouldn't have to worry about me in a relationship or anything like that. Of course. And, but then of course, in my teen years, I had my goth phase, and I still love gothic fashion and all that. I love it. I love gothic music. I love like building, all that. I love the architecture. I am a very big fan of gothic themed things, despite having a bunch of accessories in pink. Let's not get into that. That's for lighter audio. I love, but I do love the aesthetic. I've always resonated with it. Maybe it's my moon in Scorpio. She's just thriving. She's like, yeah, baby, that's the shit. But I would dress up in corsets and dresses or skirts, and this was me in high school. And it was not about, I'm sure many of you have heard this stuff told to you growing up, where you're dressing up for attention. That was never the case. I did it for me, not for anyone else. Like many of you, I know. And so I remember certain situations in high school where, yes, there was plenty of times, very many sexual harassment issues. And the worst case one, I reported to my father, but then it was this whole process, or reported to my dad, reported it to the school. And unfortunately, the group of guys that ganged up on me, I didn't remember their faces. I just remembered, again, this is a trigger warning, and I won't go too into it, but I just remembered them all touching me, and I needed to run away. And this was in the middle of the freaking hallway in school. And I needed to get the fuck out. I was blanking out. I just wanted to get out. But unfortunately, my dad, despite telling him the situation, he said, you can't dress the way you do. That's just calling attention to you. So from then on, I just wanted to be the wall. I closed myself up. And I told myself, okay, long sleeve shirts, sweatshirts, big baggy pants. No one's going to look at me. I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be safe. That wasn't the case, but that's okay. No, it's not okay, but it doesn't matter what you wear. That doesn't mean shit. So, growing up, after these events, again, I start having issues with my gender. I would not talk to anyone about this. This was just stuff that I thought about a lot because I'm like, man, maybe if I were a dude, none of this shit would happen. But again, it was just a passing thought. And so another thing that became a topic of conversation. So again, in high school, I didn't want anyone touching me. I'm embarrassed to talk about this, fam. But I'll get to it. I'm building up to it, I guess. Till this day, and I'll backtrack a bit, but till this day, and for me to talk about this is because if there is anyone that this could help, I just want to put it out there. Okay? This is not something I take lightly. This is not something I like to talk about because, and I'm putting it on the internet. God bless. What the frick am I thinking about? I don't have a big following. It's okay. But either way, if there is a friend that you think that this might benefit, I would appreciate you letting them know. Because if there's anything that can help them, this is why I'm doing this audio. Till this day, I am a 36-year-old woman. I have never been intimate with anyone. I've never kissed anyone. I've never anything. And that has been by choice, my beautiful fam. Because I don't settle. And after the amount of things I've gone through in my life, this is my decision and no one's going to take that from me again. Anyway, the voice is powerful. No one should be allowed to take your voice from you. You speak your truth. Okay. Okay. So, knowing this, as I grew older, did some college because my mom got sick and it was just this back and forth and it was very, very taxing on me because I wanted to focus fully on my mom and then my personal issues were never fully addressed. People had, there were situations where anyone that got close to me wanted to initiate some sort of relationship or anything. It started off interesting, maybe something, but then it always went back to, and this is men and women. If you are a man, I've had issues with my femininity for a very long time. Like I said earlier on in the audio, I've always resonated more with masculine energy for myself. That doesn't mean I identify as he, him, they, them. No, this is just something that from a very young age I've felt I resonate with. So I've always shut down that feminine part of myself. Even though there are parts that would show, I would shut it down because I felt that it was wrong. I felt that it was wrong to be a certain way because I wasn't supposed to dress a certain way. I wasn't supposed to lure men with the way I looked. I wasn't supposed to upset my friends because guys would look at me. Sorry, I had to drink water and it made a little bubbly sound. I was always blamed for something. And I didn't know any better and I took that to heart. I took it personal. If any of you are going through this, I will say, it's a time to When the time is right, you'll know when to detach, and you'll know that what someone else says is not your truth. Only you know your truth. Always stick by that gut feeling, that intuition that tells you your truth, not someone else's. No. Don't build your world upon what other people say. Because I did for the majority of my life, and it took 36 years to realize that's not me. So, again, with the concept of virginity, many people, it's never an in-between. It's always, oh, you're a virgin. Oh, God. Give it up already. You're wasting your time. Or the other side of it where it's fetishized. It's like, oh, is that a challenge? I'll do you the favor. And let me tell you, fam, the amount of freaking men that have told me, let me do you the favor, fucking disgusting. Because it's not about that. And I'm like, you're not doing me any favors. This is my choice. Favors. They don't know shit. Anyone that tells you that. So the stigma continued with that concept as I grew older because there were more and more complications and many more people, because people talk. And unfortunately, where I live, many men were very into that and just wanted to whatever. And it's like, and then because I am a homebody, I am a person that stays at home, cooks, cleans, whatever. I am very much, whatever. I don't want to stereotype myself. I am very introverted. I keep to myself and I work from home. I don't go out to party. I don't drink. I don't do any of that. It's never been something that I care about. I just want to, focus on the things I like and find people that resonate with that too. That's all. And that's been a mission, but I know where I stand. Anyway, so that continued to escalate. And after my mom died in 2014, I did tell her. And it was a confusing time for my mom because I did tell her once. I go, Mom, this is another big one. I was having... So when it comes to, I believe in my abilities. Okay, I've been doing psychic work from a very young age. I believe in what I do. No one else has to believe in it but me. And I trust in my capabilities, and I've only grown from there on out. I can just, when I look at a person, I see not just the physical, I see their astral body, I see their colors, I see their traumas, I see everything. And it's hard to keep that all to myself. I think I've mentioned this before. I see numbers. I know it's like, okay, fam, you sound kind of cuckoo. It's like, whatever. Take it as you will. But I see a lot when I look at a person. And it takes a lot for me not to initiate conversation, especially when I resonate with them, because I want to reach out in some way. Because my soul calls. My soul recognizes the traumas, the voices unheard, something about it that stirs inside me, and I want to do something. because I want to do something for myself. There was a video that I watched. I will speak about it briefly so I can go back to topic, but you choose yourself. The moment you choose yourself, everything starts to fall into place. And a lot of the time and by that, it means when you want something in life, genuinely, with no malintent, you choose a person, a career, something for you. That is choosing you. By choosing to follow your heart, it's choosing you. And that helps you grow, fam. No matter how hard it is to reach those heights, it helps you grow as a person because you're choosing yourself. You are prioritizing yourself with these choices. All my life I've known, and I have put in, but at the back burner because people are like, don't be selfish. Don't think about yourself. Hold up. You gotta be selfish. You gotta think about yourself. You are priority. If you don't think about yourself, where would be you? It would be the end of you. You'll become this self-destructive individual following what other people's truths are, and you'll be lost, aimless, falling into a sense of apathy because you do not know your way, your truth. Okay? And I say this with love to everyone, to myself. And I have to remind myself every day when I feel, wow, am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the right thing by following my heart? Yes, I am. No matter what comes forth, you're going to learn from that experience, even if it's painful. And it'll help you grow as a person. Anyway, so that was a video that I saw, I believe it was yesterday. It was very insightful, and I got emotional. I'm like, damn, that's so true. You got to choose yourself and everything else follows. A person's not going to be attracted to someone that doesn't know where they're going. People are attracted to confidence. And I say this lightly because it's not about, showing off this ego. Like, I am so confident in my shoes. I can do anything. No. You can fake it till you make it too, but that's not what I'm talking about. It's this inner knowing that your choice is the right one because you chose it. That's what it is, my beautiful fam. Okay? So, let me get some more water. God bless. So, okay. There was a person I was talking to back in 2014 before my mom passed. It was a couple of months before my mom passed, actually. And I told her, because of a certain situation, I won't go into discussion about the person, but I did tell my Mom, I'm not happy in my body. I don't think I'm meant to be a girl. And my mom looked at me and she says, honey, what do you mean? You're my beautiful little girl always. And I said, I've always felt there's something wrong with me. And my mom started to cry. She didn't know how to take that. And I felt bad because I then started to cry. And it was this whole thing. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm talking about this to you and not knowing. And I just wanted to talk to someone. And my mom was my best friend. She was everything. She was my world and still is. And I told her, Mom, I don't know. Ever since I was young, I felt that maybe being a guy would make it easier in some way, shape, or form. But that was the wrong reason, fam. And I want to tell you right now, I am not here shutting down anyone else because I'm only talking about myself. And in my situation, if I would have transitioned, it would have been for the wrong reasons and I would have been miserable. And I'm telling you that right now. And I know that this is not, I don't like to talk about this. But again, this is just my experience, not anyone else's. I needed to accept myself. That was part of my journey. That is part of my journey. I needed to accept me for me. Not because of any higher power. No, this is something that me, Lucy, needed to accept. Because the whole time I felt I wasn't good enough. And in my eyes, I needed to figure out why. And by deciding to change doesn't fix the issue for me. I need to accept me as I am, as myself. And unfortunately, as time went on, I still had that major stigma of intimacy and people doing the same thing over and over. And yes, I have fallen in love before, but it never worked. I never got through to the people I did fall in love with. And that's okay. That's life. But I realized that time and time, there was this self-destruction inside. I was destroying myself little by little, saying all the mean things, that I'm not good enough, that no one wants me, that no one sees. But you know why, fam? Because I couldn't see it in myself. If I don't see it in myself, no one else will see it. And I hate saying that because no one wants to hear that. But it's the truth. Many times, women have also been very overbearing as well. So it's not just men. I've realized, and I got to a point where I'm like, I don't want anyone. So for a good majority of my life, I identified as asexual. I just cut that part off. I didn't want to deal with anyone. And I didn't feel that I had a connection with anyone to take a leap of faith with. So I said, no, I'll just stay in my lane, stay in my corner, be the wall. I like being the wall. I don't want anyone to see me. I'm fine helping people, being Cupid, because let me tell you, I'm just very good at hooking people up. I am very good at, I love love. Love is love. Love is beautiful. I've always been, I won't go into it because I'm one of those people that everyone tells their secrets to. I'm a good person to tell secrets to, but it comes with the territory because I might not be a licensed therapist, but I am a tarot reader, and it just comes with the territory when someone trusts you with their most personal stories and their truths. And I respect that, and I will take it to the grave. That is not for me to tell anyone. Okay? That is why I feel so comfortable in the work I do, because I let it go once I finish a session or I finish with a client. Although, I'm sorry, I'm like talking too much. I need more water. And because I've cried so much in the past couple of weeks, I haven't, my voice is shit. I've destroyed my voice in the last couple of weeks with the ugly crying that I've been doing. But, it's important to have someone to talk to. I will also link below other numbers and stuff if you want to reach out to someone. But I like to do these audios as well because I want you guys to get to know me as an individual, and then you can choose if I am the right tarot reader for you. And no, I'm not trying to advertise my freaking services. I'm just saying choosing a tarot reader is very private, just like choosing a therapist or choosing another, a licensed professional, because you are enclosing very private things to another. And even when they don't, I just see it all in your energy. I read it all, fam. I don't need you to tell me. That's extra confirmation, but I don't need it. When I do a reading for you, what's meant to come out will. And it always does. And if I can comfort you, that's all that I need. I want that for you. Okay? So, I forgot where I was going with that. But, oh, right. I've always, since I was a little girl, I've always felt love is love. And I never understood the hate that same-sex couples would go through or anything, because I just saw love. And that's all that matters to me. It doesn't matter if you're in the spectrum. It doesn't matter it doesn't matter. You love who you love. And that's okay. And I find that beautiful. Even if I haven't had the best of luck in my own life, I want the best for everyone else. And that's important. There is this song I always reference and I love so much, and I try to sing it. I sound like shit right now. But it's a song by Trapped, and it's called Experience. And it's one of my favorite songs. And the lyrics go as follows. Experience it all. I found a risk worth taking, right or wrong, because my lines were crossed. Experience it all. I found a life worth living. I want to feel alive. I want to do more than just survive. And that song hits deeply every day for me. I want to do more than just survive. Surviving's great, but I want a purpose. I don't want to be here without sharing love, being me, following my truth, all of that. That's all I want. That's all I've ever wanted. For a long time, I never took risks because I was so scared. And 2022 was a year that I took many risks. And I got hurt many times. But I'm going to continue living my truth, because that's what matters most. No harm to anyone, of course. But I have to do this for me. So my point is, and I'm reaching the last point of my little cue card. I am proud now of being me. This 2022, I still struggle with the concept of femininity, of my body, of being female. But in this period of my life, I feel the most comfortable in my body, knowing that I'm female. Excuse me. I am proud of who I am, even if there's pain, even if there's sorrow. There's always going to be moments where you have to learn something new. But I wouldn't change me for the world. And I love who I am. Flaws and all. I have accepted me in 2022. And I'm going to continue to nurture myself as I go into the years ahead and see where life takes me. Because again, I want a life worth living. Because I've found a risk worth taking. So, my beautiful fam. Wow, I didn't even shuffle my cards. Look at that. I hope that my story was a bit insightful, and I hope it wasn't too triggering. I tried my very best not to go into too much detail. That's not what the point of this was. But I do feel I feel something has shifted. And maybe I'll be able to finally experience a life worth living, a love worth living. Yeah, so there's that. I love you, fam. Take care. And, of course, the card I see when I pull out a card, it's the Ten of Cups. Beautiful acceptance, a rainbow, all the cups filled. Happy union, happy family, just happy, fulfilled. I love you, fam. Take care, and hopefully the next one will be less emotional. On to the next one. Feel good vibes your way.